Farm safety and health is important to all ages because we found out that farm accidents and fatalities are irrespective of age and irrespective of whether it's a grower or a worker or a child. The mission of agromedicine is to promote the health and safety of farmers, fishermen, loggers, their workers, and their families. And the reason that that is so important is that those three sectors make up the most dangerous occupations in North Carolina and in the United States. And many times people think that fishing and logging are the two most dangerous of the three sectors, but actually farming is the most dangerous. So it's extremely important that we're out there to educate our agricultural populations on things that they can do on a day-to-day basis to protect their health and safety. So we pursue our mission in three different ways: research, prevention, intervention, and education outreach. Our research is focused on problems that the agricultural sector brings to us. So we want to be able to help them find real-life solutions to issues that they are facing that can make a difference in their day-to-day lives. So the way that we accomplish our prevention, intervention, and education outreach is through several different programs that we have here. The first one is the AgriSafe Network of North Carolina, and our AgriSafe nurses are specially trained in agricultural occupational health.
We are often invited to their farms or to commodity meetings to be able to do basic and comprehensive health screenings, which include blood pressure checks, blood sugar checks, hearing screenings, spirometry screenings, height, weight, BMI, vision screenings, and skin evaluations to rule out sun damage. Farmers are a unique occupation, and most occupations you have a set time frame that you work. So a lot of jobs may be 9 to 5 or things like that. Farmers work from dusk to dawn and sometimes even longer than that, depending on what's going on. So our ability to be convenient to them, number one, and number two, our ability to be able to see the environment that they're in, because farming, in North Carolina we have over 100 commodities, and being able to evaluate what their setting is and how we could better support them and help them is going to make sure that we are giving them the appropriate screenings and education that they need.
You came to us, or to our extension center the first time, and you made it easy available for us. Well, I think we took all of our employees up there to see you. So there was probably 6 employees at that time. Took us 30 minutes at most. Y'all moved us in and out, hearing, blood pressure, diabetes.
If we find someone who has an abnormal screening and they don't have a physician of their own, then we will work with them to find a provider in their area.
Because you know, we live in rural North Carolina and it's hard to find a doctor to accept the new patients. And if it wasn't for y'all, it gave them kind of an extra boost to go out and find a doctor.
In relation to the AgriSafe Network of North Carolina is a new program that we've started called Fit to Farm. And Fit to Farm teaches farmers small changes they can make in their dietary intake and in their activity level to reduce their risk for heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes. So, you know, it used to be that all farmers walked and were very physical, and with modern technology that's not necessarily the case. So we want our farmers to be fit to farm. Another one of our programs is Certified Safe Farm, and Certified Safe Farm has trained cooperative extension agents to go onto the farm and work with farmers to survey what hazards may exist on their farm that can be corrected.
Sometimes there's really new equipment that has all the safety features, and that's fantastic. But sometimes there's some older equipment that may need an SMV sign on the back so it's safe on the roadway, that orange triangle that you see, the slow-moving vehicle sign. Sometimes there's some guards and shields missing. Particularly, we're concerned about PTO shaft shields because that turns at such a rapid rate. A piece of loose clothing can get caught, and that can mean someone loses an arm or a leg.
So while we're out here, the biggest thing is just making sure that our farmers are visible while they're on roadways and that all the equipment they're operating is safe. We'll also look at their structures to make sure that their structural integrity is sound, that they haven't had an accident where they've run into it and maybe bumped it and it leans. We'll look for, do they have reflective tape on their equipment? Are their PTO shafts intact on all of their implements? Do they have their master shield in place for their tractor?
There was no regulatory. It was not trying to put us down. It was here to help us. You know, they not only found what we were doing wrong, they also found what we're doing right, because you got a certain percentage of stuff you got to do right and correct to become a certified safe farm.
It shows you what you need to look at. It is things that we're accustomed to. We might know that it's not exactly right, but you look at it every day, so you just don't pay attention to it. So it's brought it to our attention to things that we need to do.
Another program that we have is First on Scene, which teaches individuals on the farm what to do if they're the first person to arrive on the scene of a farm accident, so that the outcome for the accident victim is as positive as possible.
Farming is agriculture is the most dangerous occupation in the United States. And when you combine farming, forestry, and fishing, all are part of agriculture, makes it the most dangerous. And so we're not concerned about the numbers of people who are killed, but the rate at which people are killed. And that rate is 8 times the occupational rate.
And our last major program is our North Carolina Agribility Partnership. And the purpose of that program is to work with individuals who have a disability so that they can continue farming and continue to be a productive member of society.
And we bought a bucket truck off of a sale, and we had a leaking hydraulic cylinder, and we pulled the cylinder off and got it fixed and put it back on, and I got in the bucket going to just try it out, and evidently had air in the lines, and it just tossed me out like a glass of water. And I broke my back in 6 places. I got about 3 feet of titanium rods and about 21 screws. I spent a lot of time in Atlanta, and I met a guy down there that was involved with agribuilding. So when I came home, I called Greenville, or I looked it up on the internet, and I got a number for Greenville. And it may have been you I talked to originally, or whoever, but I wound up talking with a young lady that came in, and she was really involved. But she helped me get in touch with vocational rehab, which I didn't know anything about that either. And we did some interviews, talking back and forth. One thing led to another, and I got this. And I have tried to help other people as much as possible, because there's a lot of us out there. Without y'all and having somebody that was hands-on, it wouldn't have happened. And that's all we want. I mean, we're not looking a handout, but we just need to be assisted a little bit.
Because we spend time with those individuals in their environments and in places that are trusted to them, like Extension or Farm Bureau, they've come to trust us as well and to build relationships with myself and our staff. So we're extremely well received and have many long-term relationships with farmers who know that they can pick up the phone, they can send an email, they can see us out across the state at a meeting and know that there's someone there who genuinely cares about them and that they are able to continue to do what they love best.
Without y'all and having somebody that was hands-on, it wouldn't have happened.